Skeleton Man? Here goes. I'll read the first two chapters because the chapters aren't very long. Chapter 1, Footsteps on the Stair. I'm not sure how to begin this story. For one thing, it's still going on. For another, you should never tell a story unless you're sure how it's going to end. At least that's what my 6th grade teacher, Ms. Chavez, says. And I'm not sure at all. I'm not sure that I even know the beginning. I'm not sure if I'm a minor character or the heroine. Heck, I'm not even sure I'll be around to tell the end of it. But I don't want to think of anything else that's going to tell the story. Wait. I listen for the footsteps on the stairs. Footsteps much heavier than those of an elderly man should make. But it's quiet, just the usual spooky nighttime creaking of this old house. I don't hear anyone coming now. If I don't survive, maybe then they'll all realize I should have been taken seriously and then warned the world. Warned the world. That's pretty melodramatic, isn't it? But that's one of the things I do well, melodrama. At least that's what Ms. Chavez says. Her name is Maureen Chavez, but Ms. Showbiz is what we call her because her main motive for living seems to be torturing our class with old Broadway song tunes. She starts every day by singing a few bars of one, then making it the theme for the whole day. It's so disgustingly awful, we all sort of like it. Imagine someone who loves to imitate Yul Brynner in The King and I, a woman with an afro, no less, getting up and singing, "Shall we dance?" in front of a classroom of appalled adolescent kids. Ms. Showbiz, and she has the nerve to call me melodramatic. Well, I guess I am, though. Maybe this whole thing's a product of my overactive imagination. If that turns out to be so, all I can say is that who wouldn't have an overactive imagination if they heard the kinds of stories I used to hear from my mom and dad? Dad had the best stories. They were the ones his aunties told him when he was growing up on the Mohawk Reserve of the Akawansi on the Canadian side. One of my favorites was the one about the skeleton monster. He was just a human being at first, a lazy, greedy uncle who hung around the longhouse and let everyone else hunt for him. One day, alone in the lodge, waiting for the others to come home with food, lazy uncle burned his finger really badly in the fire and stuck in his mouth to cool it. "Ooh," he said. He sucked the cooked flesh. "This tastes good. Isn't that gross?" I love it. At least I used to love it. It tastes so good, in fact, he ate all the flesh off his fingers. Ah, this is an easy way to get food, but I'm still hungry. So he cooked another finger, and another, and then he'd eaten all his fingers. "Ooh," he said, "that was good, I'm still hungry." So he cooked his toes and ate those. He cooked his feet and ate them. He cooked his legs and ate them. He cooked his right arm and his left. He kept on until he cooked his whole body and eaten it. And all that was left was the skeleton. When he moved, his bones rubbed together. His brain began to hammer at the windows about noon, and I went around the house making sure they're all shut. I looked out the bedroom window at Dad's tool shed. His one window was shut, and I was glad about that. I didn't want to go outside in the rain. Finally, about 2 in the afternoon, I decided to make breakfast. I set the table for all 3 of us, got out juice, syrup, blueberries, milk, and everything, and napkins that I folded so they stood up on plates. They'd come in all apologetic. I'd say, "No problem. Look, I fixed breakfast for us." I can't explain why I thought anybody wanted breakfast in the mid-afternoon. Made sense then. I must have been preoccupied, listening for their car to pull in because I made the pancakes all wrong, and they were all runny, and I burned them. I laughed someone else cleaned up the mess I'd made, just knowing they'd come in right in the middle of it and tease me and tell me it's all right, and then we'd all go out for dinner. Well, it didn't happen that way. Finally, about 8 p.m., I ended up eating cornflakes, warm milk, and what was left was thawed, soggy blueberries. I got my pillow and some blankets and made a bed for myself on the couch in front of the TV. That way they'd see me there when they came in. They'd be sorry and I'd be mad. Well, I'd forgive them finally. I also didn't feel like going upstairs all by myself. Besides, Dad had picked me up and carried me to my room like he used to when I was a little girl. I knew I was too big for that now, but the thought of it and my dad's strong arms lifting me, my mom patting my face with her hands, that calmed me down and I went off to sleep. When I woke up the next morning, on Monday, I found out I was still alone in the house. I guess I should have called somebody. Well, I didn't. I didn't get dressed for school. I didn't even turn off the TV, which had been going all night long. I just sat and looked at the phone. The first time it rang, I jumped a mile. It was work for Mom. I told them she was sick. I did the same when Dad's partner, El Mondini, called from the bank to see where he was. Mom and I always call him Elman all hell. "Shouldn't you be at school, Molly?" Elman L said. Well, I should, but I'm sick too, I said. I could hear a long pause, as if he was wondering how come I was talking on the phone.